I felt lost. Every day seemed to blend into the next, a never-ending cycle of monotony and despair. My days were the same. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. The routine was suffocating, a relentless loop that drained the life out of me. I was a rat in a maze, searching for an exit that didn't exist. The walls seemed to close in on me, and every turn led to another dead end. My escape was a small bottle of pills. Hypnotics. They were my only refuge, a temporary reprieve from the crushing weight of reality. They promised sleep, but delivered something else. Another world. A world where the boundaries of my mind expanded, and I could finally breathe. A world where I could breathe. It was a place of vibrant colors and endless possibilities, a stark contrast to the grayness of my everyday life. This world was vivid, real. I met people. I felt emotions. I was alive. For the first time in a long time, I felt a spark of hope. But it was temporary. The pills wore off. The vibrant world faded, and I was thrust back into the cold, harsh reality. Reality returned. The maze awaited. The walls of my life closed in once more, and the cycle began anew.
Sharkawi's life was a monotonous cycle, a maze with no exit. Each day was a struggle, a battle against the unyielding sameness that threatened to consume him. His only solace was found in a small bottle of pills, leading him to a vivid, alternate reality. It was his sanctuary, a place where he could escape the drudgery of his existence. However, this escape was fleeting, and he always returned to the maze. The cycle continued, and the search for a true exit remained elusive. Rami was ordinary. His life was a series of predictable events. Wake up, go to work, come home. He was a cog in a machine. One day, everything changed.
I met Dr. Mustafa. The doctor was different, eccentric, brilliant. He spoke of things beyond my understanding.
I study the stars, they hold secrets. There is impending doom.
Rami dismissed it as madness, but he would soon realize the doctor was right. The stars held more than secrets. They held his destiny. The night the sky fell, Rami was with Fatun. They stood together, their eyes reflecting the chaos around them, the dark sky mirroring the turmoil in their hearts. They had been friends since childhood. Their bond was forged in the innocence of youth, strengthened by years of shared experiences and memories. Their relationship was comfortable, safe. They had weathered many storms together, but nothing could have prepared them for this night.
The meteorite struck with the force of 1,000 suns. The sky lit up in a blinding flash, and the earth trembled as if in agony. The ground shook. Buildings crumbled. The very foundation of their world was being torn apart. The air turned thick with dust. Chaos reigned. It was as if the world had been plunged into a nightmare from which there was no waking. People screamed, they ran, they prayed. Desperation and fear were etched on every face. But there was no escape. The destruction was absolute, leaving no room for hope.
In the face of annihilation, Rami held me close. His embrace was the only thing that felt real in a world that was falling apart. Our world was ending, but our bond remained. It was the one constant in the midst of chaos, a beacon of love and strength.
Amidst the chaos and destruction, Rami and Fatun clung to each other, their bond a small light in the darkness. They knew that as long as they had each other, they could face anything, even the end of the world. Their love was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a glimmer of hope. After the impact, darkness consumed the earth. The sun was a distant memory. A perpetual night had fallen. From the ashes of the old world, a new order emerged.
I promise order, I promise security, I demand obedience, embrace the darkness, reject the past, conform or be cast out.
Most obeyed. Fear was a powerful motivator, but some refused to surrender. They clung to the memory of light. They became the resistance. Section 5, Awakening in Shadow.
Woke up disoriented. The world was different. Dark. Cold. I was in a small room. Barren. Confining. I remembered the pills. The escape. But this was not my world. The air was heavy. The silence was oppressive. I felt a presence, watching.
A man entered the room. He was tall, imposing. He wore a dark uniform. He spoke with quiet authority.
You are needed.
Sharkawi didn't understand. Where was he? What did they want? Section 6. A spark of rebellion. In the heart of the city, where shadows whispered secrets and the air was thick with tension, a spark was ignited. This was not just any spark, but one that would set the course of history on a new path. Rami and Sharkawi met in the shadows. Their meeting was not by chance, but by necessity. The city was a maze of dark alleys and hidden corners, perfect for those who wished to remain unseen. Both were drawn to the resistance. It was a call they could not ignore, a pull that was stronger than any fear they might have felt. The resistance was more than a group. It was a lifeline, a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in darkness. They were different, yet united by a common goal: to fight the darkness. Rami, with his sharp mind and strategic thinking, and Sharkawi, with his unwavering courage and idealism, made an unlikely but powerful team.
I'm a pragmatist. I see the world in shades of grey. Every decision is a calculation, every move a step in a larger game. I believe in the power of strategy and the importance of seeing the bigger picture.
And I'm an idealist. I believe in the power of hope. To me, hope is not just a feeling, but a force that can move mountains. It is the light that guides us through the darkest times.
Together, they formed a plan, a desperate gamble. It was a plan born out of necessity and fueled by their shared determination. They knew the risks, but they also knew that doing nothing was not an option. They would journey to the Himalayas, to the roof of the world. The journey would be long and arduous, but they were prepared to face any challenge that came their way. The Himalayas, with their towering peaks and treacherous paths, were both a physical and symbolic barrier. They believed a legend, a story of a hidden temple. This temple was said to hold the key to their struggle, a place where ancient wisdom and light still existed. It was a legend that had been passed down through generations, a story that had given hope to many, a place where light still existed. It was their only hope. In a world consumed by darkness, this light was more than just a beacon. It was a promise of a better future. Their journey was not just a physical one, but a journey of the soul, a quest for hope and redemption. Their journey was fraught with danger. The commander's forces were everywhere.
We traveled by night, hiding, always moving.
They encountered others, lost souls broken by the darkness.
Some joined our cause, others turned away. Fear had poisoned their hearts.
The Himalayas were treacherous. The air was thin. The cold was biting. But they pressed on, driven by a shared belief. They had to succeed. The fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. The temple was more than a legend. It was real, hidden within the mountain, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by darkness.
Inside, we found knowledge, ancient wisdom, the key to restoring light to Earth. But it came at a price. The ritual was dangerous, unpredictable. It required sacrifice.
I volunteered without hesitation. I had nothing left to lose.
Sharkawi watched as Rami began the ritual. He knew this might be the end. The ritual was agonizing. Rami screamed as energy surged through him. Light and darkness battled within him. The temple shook.
I watched in horror. Was I witnessing Rami's death or the rebirth of our world? I didn't know.
Then, as quickly as it began, it was over. Rami collapsed. The temple was silent. Sharkawi rushed to his side.
Rami was alive. and he was glowing. A soft, warm light emanated from him. It was a glimmer of hope in the darkness.
Sharkawi returned to the world with Rami. Their journey had changed them. They had faced their fears. They had found strength.
My light was a beacon, a symbol of hope. It inspired others to fight back against the darkness, to believe in a better tomorrow.
The battle was far from over. The commander would not relinquish his power easily, but the seeds of change had been sown. The human spirit, once awakened, could not be extinguished. The fight for light had just begun.